Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to the Adobe XD Daily Creative Challenge. I'm your host, Andrea Eppy. So hope you guys are having a wonderful Tuesday. Today is day 6 of our 2-week challenge. So hope you guys are having a great day. How is everyone's day going? It's nice, just kind of calm day for me. A little rainy here in Chicago. But yeah, welcome everyone in the chat. We've got Sam, Henry, hey Gus, Ruth, we've got Cindy, Jessica. Awesome. So as always, if you guys have any questions about anything I'm going to be designing today, just let me know in that Behance chat and I will reply to you. Ruth said, well, the bin's out and I am awake. That's a good start to the day. Awesome. So let's go ahead and get started, and I'll hop on over to Behance. And this is behance.net/challenge/XD if you want to follow along with me. All right, so of course, go ahead and register by signing up by tapping this big blue button right here. And you know the drill. Each day at 8 a.m. you'll get notified in your Creative Cloud app that there is a new challenge and that you should come on back here and check it out. So I'm live every day at 2 p.m. Pacific, and you can come on back here and watch the stream and watch me design something. So let's scroll on down here and see what today's challenge is. So today we're going to be working on a discover page for sort of like a social media app. So think like redesigning TikTok or Instagram discover page, which needs some help, I think, personally. So that's what we're going to be doing today. And we're going to use stacks to arrange content in different groups based on trending items or popular hashtags. So stacks are really useful for just quickly kind of like pushing some pixels, just seeing like different layouts very quickly. So it's super easy, and I'll show you how to do it today. So if you want to, you can grab that starter file just by hitting get started, and it will download right there for you. And that will look something like this. And of course, I do not include all the components in the starter file. It's just a bit of inspiration just to kind of get you started, but you will have this resource booklet down here. So this is the starter file, but let's hop back to the Behance page and we can just go over a few more things. So one is, of course, grab that starter file. 2, if you ever want to go back and rewatch any of these, or you just kind of want to go back and watch little snippets or something, we always have the replays available, so you can just hit watch video there, and you can watch it on Behance or on YouTube. And of course, if you'd like to share your work after you're done with it, or if it's just like work in progress or something, that's fine too. You can share it over on our Discord. So this is our Discord, and you can join just by hitting this link right here, or this is the link bit.ly/xddiscord. You can join us over there. But yeah, Discord's a great place to just get feedback on your work and chat with other designers, see what everyone else is working on. So I encourage you to put your work in progress or your final work here in this feedback challenge, and then one of our mentors will give you feedback. And this one from yesterday was really fun. A lot of you guys had really cool illustrations for showing the coffee kind of rising with the sliders. So fun. So we'll look at some more of these towards the end of the stream and the last few minutes. Yeah. So yeah, let's hop on over into XD and we can go ahead and get started. So like I mentioned, today we're going to focus on stacks. So that is over here in our layouts panel. So it's going to be right here. You have to have something grouped, some element grouped and selected in order for this stacks area to appear. So yeah, we don't hang out in the layout panel a lot, so I'm excited for today. The last few days we've been really hanging out in the prototype tab. So this will be a fun one. So here's some inspiration down here. You know, it's a discover page. So just like, you can go wild with the layout if you want to do kind of just like some weird grid with like rectangle boxes or circles or things overlapping. That's totally cool. I'd love to see just some crazy, crazy layouts. And then today's tip is that the info you include in a stack might be different if you're on a desktop widget versus if you're on a mobile app. So I'm going to be doing mobile, but if you want to do desktop or even watch, maybe not watch, I think that'd be a little tricky. You could if you want, but just like it's such a small area to work with. But just think about what the most important information that you want to include is first, and then you can add some other additional elements after that. So with stacks, basically, oh, this is a good tip. So you can hold S down while you are adjusting the space in the stacks. So remember that as we get started, and Shift S to adjust all the spacing equally. So I kind of need to show you though to see what we're working with. So I'm going to start on this left artboard. These are both going to be the same, but I just want to have like a super long artboard just to kind of add a ton of different content, and then we'll be able to kind of scroll through it. So let's start over here, as always, in our Artboards tab right here, and you can choose whatever size you want. Again, I'm going with iPhone XS, so 375 by 815. And then let's start at the top, and we'll just add some text for what this page is about. So either explore or discover, something just pretty self-explanatory for what the user is going to be doing on this page. Yes, let me check the chat. Awesome, you guys are chatting away over here. Cool. So let's see, what else do we need? Generally, you usually have some kind of search icon somewhere around here. So let's add this on the top left. And I'm just gonna kind of align everything with the left of this, this E right here. Let's bring this down a bit. Okay, and then on the right side, usually some kind of profile image. And I'll just use a plain kind of circle for this. And no border. And let's see, here we go. I had like just a little profile icon in my components. We can group those together, Command G to group. We'll be doing a lot of grouping today, so remember that keyboard shortcut, Command G. And then we can add a little drop down arrow, maybe for like settings or something. Okay, so here is our first opportunity to use stacks. So we want to group these two elements together. We've got our arrow on the right and we've got our profile image on the left. Now, since I've already grouped it, we can come over here and you'll see that stacks is available. So like if I would ungroup this and just select these two, you will not see stacks as an option. Or even if I just have one item selected, it's not available. So you have to, in order to use stacks, you have to have something grouped. So now we can come over to layout and we can check this little box under stack. And now you'll see we've got a few different options here. So we've got up and down, we've got horizontal, so left and right, and then we've got the padding. So the padding I usually don't adjust too much. Usually I'll like come over here and, like I mentioned, holding down S and kind of adjusting that spacing just so you can see it a little better visually, instead of like coming over here and writing something manually. That's fine too, but I just prefer to do it like the dragging way. And now what this allows us to do is if we double click in and we hold down Shift, it'll let us rearrange these elements super quickly. So, and it kind of like snaps magnetically to the next place. So this one's kind of a simple example, but as we go on down the page, I'm going to add a lot of different content, and this is just a nice way to quickly see like what layout works best. So stacks. And then the thing with the left and the right versus the top and bottom is just the direction that you want your elements to kind of switch. So if I would have selected this one, it would go up and down and it would change the layout, but that looks a little funky, I think personally. I mean, maybe it's not too bad, but it's a little, I think it looks better left and right. So normally it will automatically select like which way it thinks that you want to stack things. So in this case, horizontally, that was correct. But you can change it if you want. So that's our first stack. And then let's just head down the page and we can start adding more elements here. So below this, generally you'll have some kind of like filtering system, some kind of categories. So let's add some categories. We'll say maybe trending. We'll do all at the left. All trending. Yeah, that one's fine. What else? Maybe top, like hashtags or something, and rising. Those kind of all mean the same thing. Maybe I'll change something. Trending, like top today, or top this week. You get the idea. Just some sort of like category to filter things by. And maybe we have all selected. So let's just make a box. I'll make this black and send this backwards. And then this text I will make white. So we don't need to make this too big, but I'm gonna round the corners here. Okay. That looks nice. Now, again, here we can add stacks. So if we would want to rearrange all of these categories, all we do is again select this first button and the text, and we can Command G to group that. So this one, there's really no point in like stacking anything because it's just kind of centered, and you don't really need to see any other layouts. But for instance, all of these, Command G, and then we can come over here again to stacks, and it knows, okay, we do want to horizontally align these or horizontally stack these. And you'll see while I drag these, we've got this little pink sort of selector around wherever we want to kind of leave this in this stack. And it will just magnetically sort of snap there. So I like this layout though. We could also, let's see, change the padding, maybe 10. That's like way too small. 20, maybe 25. 25 looks good. And if it's, you won't see any number if it's already, like the spacing is already not consistent, but you can just come over here and change it if you want to. All right, so below that, let's add our first big group of content. So here I want to add kind of a little funky layout. I want to add some clipping masks of photos. So let's just make some boxes first, and then we can add the clipping mask second. So let's do this. Maybe we have just kind of like uneven looking sort of boxes like this. Just making sure everything's kind of centered vertically. Okay, and then maybe below that we'll have something like this, just all the way across. And this can be maybe like different hashtags or something. Let's see. Lucy asked, hi everyone, quick question. Is it possible to stack some elements in the same group, both horizontally and vertically? So you have to pick one way or the other. You can't really do both. So like if I select this way, it automatically changes the direction. And if I select this one, it automatically changes all of those contents to horizontal. So unfortunately, no, you can't do both. But you can test them out very quickly and see which one you like better. So let's add some pictures in here. And I got all these pictures from Unsplash. So we'll just send to back and make this a little bigger. And then for these masks, I'm doing a Shift Command M to mask that in there. And these are just like random pictures. This person's doing pottery. I don't know. I was just looking through some random like hobbies and stuff. And down here, I want to add some text or like the hashtag over it. So let's add a linear gradient. I'm going to change this song. That trumpet or whatever in the background was a little distracting. Okay. So let's do this really nice bright red. Oops. And just kind of fade this out. So we'll bring this side down to 0 for the opacity. So now it's kind of covering some of that area below, and we can add some text above that. So I'll copy this text, and let's say this is a pottery live stream. It's one of our bits of content. Let's make this white. There we go. Bring this up a bit. And then below this, I will add, let's see, maybe just a hashtag. And so with all of these, we can start using stacks. So even just for the text inside here, I can use a stack. So let me make this first. We'll make this white. Send this back a little. And this we can say like hashtag live stream, so people can search for it. Perfect. Make this a little smaller. All right, and then we can Command G to group that, and we can Command G to group this. So the first stack, so with stacks you always want to start from the deepest layer and start grouping from there, and then get, as you like rise to the top level, start grouping on top of all of those. So for instance, I wouldn't want to group just all of these immediately. I want to start in the deepest layer within just this box. So that would be this text, and we can go ahead and stack these, and it knows, okay, this one is vertical. So in here, just like as we did up above, if we double click in, and we can start rearranging this automatically and see which layout kind of looks best. And I think it looks good on the bottom, so I'll leave it like that. And let's see, I had this cool little like icon for maybe this is like a special one, and I wanted to do this sort of mask. So let's actually ungroup this mask, and I want to put this right here and group that. Nope. Let's see. Shift Command M. Let's see, is it on group? It's not grouping. That's okay. I'll just go back to the original one I had. I don't know why that wasn't working. Okay, so this we can just leave right here. And let's add masks for the rest of these. So I guess these, I'll go ahead and group all of that. And let's drag another picture in. I love this dog picture. I feel like everyone uses this one from Unsplash, but I just think it's so cute. Dog with sunglasses. Love it. And let's add another hashtag here. So this one can just be like hashtag dogs. Drag that in a bit. And we want to group these two together. And so maybe you would have like even more content in here, like number of views or number of hashtags or something, or you know, a little play icon or something, and all of those items could be grouped together, and you could use the stack with all of those. And let's add another one. Let's see, did I use this one? I did. Ooh, this would be good for the bottom one here. Let's mask this. And here we can again just copy and reuse this hashtag. We'll say hashtag dance videos. I love the way her arm kind of is a nice grid for this little hashtag down here. And let's group these two together. And then we need another image for this last mask over here. These images, I'm sorry, they're just like so random. I just kind of took some random ones, but there's no real theme among all of these, but that's okay. And this one can be like shoes, hashtag shoes. Those are the trending hashtags maybe. Shoes, dogs, live stream, and dance videos. Very random. Okay, so now each of these items are grouped together with their hashtag, and what we can do is start grouping those boxes together for another layer. So maybe I would want to kind of group these two together, so I'll do Command G to group those, and we can do a stack for this one. And again, we can just kind of rearrange these however we want. Maybe I like it like that. And same with these two. So that's why you want to group everything within the box first and then kind of work your way out. So we've got this one, and we can group those together. So that could be a stack. And again, we could sort of rearrange and see what we like best. And then same with these two. So these vertically, we can make this a stack as well. And maybe on the bottom here, I want to add a little carousel. So we could add that in. And that could be part of our vertical stack for all of these items here. This whole area here is a group. So Command G to group that. We could stack this as well. And so here, we could even bring this in. I mean, it wouldn't really make much sense up here. We would kind of want to keep it back down where it was at first. But you could move maybe this up here on top of the categories. Explore, I think we want to leave up there. But yeah, it's a good way of just kind of rearranging content super quickly and seeing what layout works best. So maybe down here we could add another little area. So we could say top videos and make this a little bit smaller. Yeah, I'll just leave it like what it was earlier. Maybe like 20 would be better. That looks good. And the font I'm using today is Hermie Geometric Sans 3. Okay, so here, maybe we want these to be, again, some photos or videos, but more horizontal for all of these. So again, we could add a photo in the back, add a mask to it. And then on the right, let's add like the @ whoever this is by. So like Michelle Miller or whoever. And we could say the caption. So this is like, here's a vlog of my trip to New York. And this we could make a little bit less important than the @ whoever it's by. Let's also maybe give it one of these. Oop. Let's ungroup this component so we can make it a little smaller. Maybe this is similar to like the Twitter sort of the check mark, but a little sparkle or something. Okay, so here, again, we could use a stack for these two horizontally. So Command G, let's group those. We can come over here to our stacks. And again, if you want to change the spacing, you could move it up to 10 or whatever. And same with all of the rest. Same with this one. So Command G to group those two. We can make that a stack and kind of rearrange these however we want. And same with these horizontally. So Command G to group that, make that a stack as well. So everything could be a stack on here. And then we could just use a bit of a repeat grid kind of to bring these down. And maybe you want to ungroup these to be able to go in and change the color or, you know, the image that's in here. But you can still rearrange with the stacks. So even if you do repeat grid, it still has that same stack functionality all the way deep to however many you added it to, however many layers. So we could do that. And I don't have a ton more time, but you get the general idea for the stacks here. Oh, maybe at the bottom, we definitely need a menu area. So let's add this, and then we can kind of scroll through the page and see what we have so far. So we want like a home icon. We usually need a bar at the bottom, since that's what iPhone has. A bookmark icon. We'll just keep it simple, just like 3 icons here and kind of align them horizontally. And messages. So we have home selected, and then we can group all of those. And same thing here. You could use a stack with all of these. So we could group those, Command G to group, use our stack over here, and if you double click in, you can just rearrange these. Maybe you want the home in the center. And there we go. And if you are going to like scroll through a huge page of this, you want to make sure for your menu bar, come over here to fix position when scrolling. And that way, let's hop into the prototype tab and set that home icon. That way when you come over here to preview and you scroll through your whole page, that menu bar isn't moving along with the rest of the stuff. So make sure that one stays kind of static. And oh gosh, I am like almost already done, but let me show you the final product. So here was our explore. You know, try adding several different sections. Maybe you've got some videos, some trending hashtags, top songs, weekly stats, something like that. So try it with a bunch of different layouts, because Stacks is really great for that, just testing out different layouts. Okay, I am about all out of time, unfortunately. Let's look at maybe one of these and we can see what you guys did yesterday. So this one's by Annie. This was the brewing scheduler for yesterday, and we worked on coffee apps with the drag trigger right here. We've got the temperature, awesome. Choosing our flavor there. We've got vanilla. That is so cool. I love this animation with the coffee and the milk kind of rising and falling. Amazing. Thank you so much for sharing, Annie. Awesome. Well, thank you everyone so much for joining. That is about all the time that I have left for today, unfortunately. I'll see you guys over in Discord, and don't go anywhere because in about 5 minutes we have another live stream. So stay tuned for that, and I'll see you guys all tomorrow again at 2 p.m. Pacific. Bye everyone.